or 700 people on the list, so it should start to jump up, especially like 15 minutes in. So,
Cool.
all right. Good luck, guys. John, you let me know when you're ready, and I'll start the broadcast.
I'm ready.
All right. Good luck, guys.
Cool. I teach a lot of affiliate stuff, but Amazon is a massive, massive traffic source. I mean, I think it surpassed Google in terms of like how important it is to find buyers on. And what Ryan and I are going to be going over today is how to use really Amazon, just completely automated business, selling products on Amazon. So, if it's not your product, just using other people's products, basically Amazon, getting people from Amazon buying your products, and also using, I don't know how many people here have heard of FBA. It's called Fulfillment by Amazon, and it means Amazon takes care of everything for you. And Ryan's going to be showing you how to set up everything to make sure that your products are getting visible on Amazon. People are buying them, and these guys have made like 8 figures. They have tons of products on Amazon, and they've been absolutely able to hack the system. And there's been lots of changes in Amazon the last few years, and what they're doing right now is just murdering it, and it's really exciting stuff. So without further ado, Ryan,
Hey John, what's
I'll
going
let you
on?
go at it. Hey,
All right, let's rock and roll, guys. So,
awesome.
as John was saying, we're going to be talking about how Amazon as you knew it is dead and how you can take advantage of the new blue ocean of opportunity to build a 7-figure business selling brain dead, super simple physical products. So, my name's Ryan Coisson. This is my business partner, Daniel Audenson, and I just want to give you a mercifully brief introduction about us. We've sold millions and millions of dollars on Amazon. We're regarded as the #1 go-to leaders in the e-commerce Amazon space. As John mentioned, we've launched over 100 best-selling physical products on the Amazon marketplace. We've consulted on an additional 80-plus product brands, and we run multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses. Most importantly, though, for the last 4+ years, we've 100% dedicated ourselves and been laser focused on building Amazon and e-commerce businesses. We've also been featured in major publications like the BBC, Forbes.com, Huffington Post, Entrepreneur. There was even a 30-minute video documentary filmed all about Daniel and his life as an early successful entrepreneur from Iceland, which also had national distribution. So here's what we're talking about today. We're talking about how we've generated up to over $1 million in sales in just 30 days on our Amazon accounts. We're talking about how we've generated up to $158,296 in just 24 hours from one single Amazon account. And how we've done this and taught this for other people's as well. Just like Monica and Dan, who in 1 month they were able to generate $123,140. Folks like John that did over $201,000 in a mere 12 months by doing things incredibly different from everyone else. So here's what you're going to discover. You're going to discover how we have done over 8 figures in product sales on Amazon by doing the opposite of what everyone else does and talks about. How to start making money without having to spend tons of money on inventory, and how to create products with an absolute edge, and then systematically scale those products up from $5 a day to $10 a day to $50 a day to $500 a day and way beyond. We're going to teach you as well how to rescue dead and struggling listings, accelerating them from just a mere trickle of sales to hundreds of sales daily in less than 30 days. Now, is Amazon for you? I want you to understand that if you are just starting out and you're looking for a proven way to generate large, consistent monthly income working from home, this is for you. If you're already selling physical products on Amazon and you want to increase your profits, increase your sales, this is 100% for you. If you want to create time and financial freedom, this is 100% for you. If you're tired of jumping from shiny object to shiny object and you want to finally build something of real and long-lasting value, this is for you. So why is this so important right now? You see, most Amazon stuff you've learned about is dead wrong. Amazon has recently made all kinds of changes. And the thing is, most sellers are completely clueless to what is actually working right now. Too many people focus on all of these usual suspects of traffic, ranking, reviews, conversions, and while that has some importance, what we've discovered is that the secret to success on Amazon right now lies in a simple formula. That formula is E plus I times C equals infinity. Look, Amazon can no longer be ignored. This company has become a $100+ billion a year business. They've had this massive hockey stick growth over the course of the last 10+ years that you can see right on the screen right now. And part of that is contributed to the fact that everyone loves shopping on Amazon. Whether it's they're an Amazon Prime member and they're getting their packages within 2 days, or sometimes the same day, a few hours even, or they're even getting their groceries on Amazon, they're watching TV or movies on Amazon, or now they even use the Amazon credit card to get insane benefits by utilizing it on Amazon.com or whatever marketplace they spend on. So here's the deal. Retail is dying an incredibly slow death. Payless just recently closed over 1,000 stores, Radio Shack 552, JCPenney 138, and it's all happening because folks just like you and I are stopping to go to the shopping malls, we're stopping to go out to get things, and we're getting them online. And where are people going? The majority of people are going to Amazon, and here's the proof. You see, right now, every new dollar that American consumers spend online, 53 cents of that means over 50% of new dollars spent by American consumers online is going directly to Amazon. That is an absolute staggering stat, and as Amazon continues to grow over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, that is just going to simply be larger and larger and larger. Now, if you're like me and you love shows like Shark Tank and all of these, The Partner and The Deed and all these shows that are about entrepreneur type folks, and my favorite shark is Mark Cuban by far, he had this to say about Amazon. He said, Amazon is the greatest company in the world. And not only does he believe that for obviously all the things that they do, but think about Amazon for a moment now. Their innovation, their ability to create different things, create an atmosphere where people from all over the world can buy different products. It's absolutely amazing, and it's continually taking over the marketplace. But something that most people don't know is that Amazon has changed dramatically, serious dramatic change. And there's very good news with this change. All change leads to opportunity for those who understand it. And Daniel and I have dug in, and we believe that it's now easier than ever to build a 6- or 7-figure business on Amazon. But there are a few things that you need to know. And Daniel's going to talk to you a little bit about these things because it's incredibly important that you understand them.
Hey guys, and Ryan, if you could let me know when you can't see my screen, I'd appreciate it.
You're good to go, Daniel.
Awesome. So if you've ever found building a business online to be overly complicated, despite the fact that everyone says it's easy, I know exactly how you feel because I used to feel the same way. And in fact, we might have more in common than you think. So let me tell you a little story. I like to call this my tale of woe. You see, I grew up on a remote farm in Iceland, where I never knew anyone that made any money online. This is basically as far away from, civilization as you can get. You can see how remote this place is. And this is what it looks like in the winter. You know, snowy, it's dark. It's just really kind of a lonely place, and obviously no one is making money online and stuff around these you know, areas in Iceland, at least not like 5 years ago. English wasn't my first or even second language, and my online journey started in my college dorm room at 23 years of age, and I had no more than $1,000 to my name. I had struggle after struggle when I got started, and I couldn't even set up a bank account so I could sell physical products on Amazon because Amazon wouldn't pay out to any banks in Iceland. Instead, my only option was to start selling Kindle books because Amazon would then mail me a check via snail mail all the way to Iceland, which took, you know, 30 to 60 days for me to receive that check. But, you know, at least I could get paid. The challenge was I'm not a good writer, and my English was honestly quite bad. All of my friends and family thought I was crazy, yet I knew I had to make some sacrifices if I was going to achieve my vision. As you see, I only had two options. Option number one was to quit and give up because things were becoming difficult, and it felt like everything was against me. And this would be a 100% chance of failure, and this would definitely cost me my dream. The other option was to roll up my sleeves and just do whatever it took to reach the vision I had for my life. I'm happy to say that I decided to do just that, and I decided to do whatever it took. So I dropped out of college, and only 1 month before getting my bachelor's degree in psychology, which is like a 3-year study, I dropped out of school. I just didn't feel right about graduating because it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And I wanted to, you know, put my back against the wall and put some pressure on myself to just make what I wanted to really do, just make it work. And of course, everyone thought I was totally crazy when I did that because I had also been taking student loans and things like that to be able to go to college. And I decided that no matter what I had to do to succeed, I would do. And at that point, I basically locked myself in a room for 12 months, and I fully dedicated myself to reaching my goals. That decision and commitment has totally changed my life, and I'm so glad that I had the courage to take that calculated risk. And even though I barely had any money and was struggling to get by, I was in debt. English was my third language, and I had no list, no reputation, and really no experience. I finally had a breakthrough. This picture means a lot to me because it's from the very room where I actually started my online business. And, you know, there's a couple things in this picture that are really special to me and are really near and dear to my heart. First off, next to the monitor, you can see my very first products that I ever sold on Amazon. You can also notice that it's really dark outside because that's the way it is. Half of the year, basically, you have no daylight for 3 months. And it's just, yeah, a really dark and cold place. Above the monitor, you can see my first ever vision statement, which states I have started making over 25,000 US dollars per month by May 31st, 2013. I actually greatly exceeded that goal, which I'll show you here in just a second. But that was my very first serious goal, and I looked at that every single day. Next, you can see I printed out a quote by one of my all-time heroes, Muhammad Ali, and I looked at these kinds of quotes and stuff all the time because they really helped encourage me and support me, you know, give me internal strength and drive and motivation because everyone around me literally thought I was crazy because I spent all my time inside of this room for like a year by myself, and people thought I was just, you know, that something was wrong with me. So I had to, you know, really believe in myself, and of course I questioned myself a bit too, and you know, everyone thought this about me, and you know, they didn't believe that he could build this kind of business and work online, but I really did. So I pursued my dream despite of that. But this kind of stuff helped me, and also this quote, this is my favorite quote of all time, still is my favorite quote, and that's "Fortune favors the bold." I really believe you can't have any great fortune in life unless you're, you know, bold in some ways and brave. So my breakthrough moment, I realized that if I studied real marketing like crazy and implemented it selling Kindle books, then once I could finally sell physical products on Amazon, which I assumed I'd be able to do one day, I'd be able to apply all of that knowledge there to that. So I sought out experts that had years of experience and were doing well outside of just selling information on how to make money online. And I decided to commit to real marketing instead of gimmicks, hacks, or trying to game Amazon, because I really realized that if I could properly learn and understand how to sell physical products on Amazon, that must be one of the greatest skill set that I could develop, and would surely lead me to being able to work online and work from anywhere in the world, because Amazon is the biggest store in the world. And next I decided to avoid shiny objects and just focus on what I knew would be a success. And that for me was to just master selling physical products on Amazon. I thought it was just absolutely incredible that I could actually sell physical products on Amazon myself. And finally the day I had been waiting for came. I remember it like it was yesterday, and it actually gives me goosebumps thinking about it. I was now finally able to sell physical products of my own on Amazon. And so I scraped together $268 from my first order of a health-related product, and the next thing I knew, I was in business. Here's a photo of that first order, and you can see in the top right-hand corner how I did place this order on December 7, 2012. So that's almost 4.5 years ago. And you can also see that I ordered 60 units, and I paid $268 for this. I took everything I'd been learning with Kindle and I applied it to my new physical product, and the results just blew me away. Those first units sold out in a matter of a few days, and within a few short months, I was generating over $78,000 a month in revenue, and it quickly grew from there, giving me the ability to travel the world, take care of my family, and live on my own terms. So the power of Amazon was really, really there and realized for me. This actually happened, and I'll show you how this happened more precisely here in just a second. I think back and I'm so grateful that I made that decision sitting there in my college dorm room when everything seemed like it was stacked against me. Here is a screenshot from my very first account ever, so these first couple of months, and you can see how I went from doing $1,969 to $78,970 in just 4 short months. And obviously this growth is just incredible, absolutely stunning. And it all started literally from that very first investment of $268. It just all grew from there. And I didn't realize that at the time, but really the reason that it went so well is that I tapped into the power of Amazon fully, and I chose the right product to sell. I didn't realize it at that time. Part of me thought I was some kind of genius or master or something like that, but I later, realized really why this happened to me. And part of it was I just got lucky. I knew some things, but I also just got lucky and kind of stumbled into, making the right decisions. And maybe part of it was my intuition or something, I don't know, but at least I definitely got lucky. But then I realized that I really just chose the perfect product. I sourced the perfect product to sell into the perfect kind of conditions on Amazon. So I was tapping into an opportunity on Amazon that was ripe for the picking and things like that. And that's really still the key and the secret to success on Amazon. So after this all happened, I obviously started studying Amazon more. I've been selling on Amazon for 4.5 years now. So today, I've actually been able to completely understand how to find products like this every single time. So every time you launch a new product on Amazon, the experience you have is like this. I'm not saying that necessarily it will grow this much, this fast, not all the time, but this is what happens. It just, the results just blow you away. Like it just explodes because you're tapping into an opportunity that's so ripe for the picking. You're in the right place at the right time with the right product, and the volume is there on Amazon. You know how big Amazon is, so the volume of sellers is just insane. I wasn't even one of the best-selling products of its kind when this happened, but it still was this huge. And it just took off from there. So here is a screenshot from April 13, 2013. You can see how I already did $7,567 this day. And if you look at the red line there, you can see that the day before I only did $3,329. So my results were just exploding. And that's because I had the right product and I was tapping into the right opportunity on Amazon. And momentum just builds and builds and builds and builds when you have the right thing, because all the traffic and all the volume is there. So if you can get the visibility with the right kind of product for the right opportunity, it just takes off. But enough about me. Let's get into the system and how it applies to you. I'm actually going to show you how you can choose products like this every single time. Products that you know are going to be winners. So here's how the system works. There's basically 5 steps to success on Amazon. And I'll show you, how this works here so you can do this too. Step number 1 is find your winner. And this is the most important step of them all. If you do this right, like I just said, you will have success. That's the first step. You gotta find a great opportunity, something that's going to be a winner, and you know that for certain. That's something that I think basically no one knows how to do. And people don't realize that really the big major thing that makes or breaks your success on Amazon is just choosing the right product. So that's step number 1, find your winner. And I'll show you how to do this here in just a moment. Step number 2 is source a hybrid product with edge. So now you need to go ahead and you need to source a product that is a perfect fit for that opportunity. And we do this with a special methodology that makes private label selling on Amazon a lot. So then you also need that product to have edge, and edge gives the product a competitive advantage. So it makes sure that the product is extremely appealing to people coming through these searches. So now you've got the perfect product to sell into this opportunity, and you can do so quickly and easily. Step number 3 is you build a data-driven Amazon asset. This is your product listing on Amazon, and then the rest will be easy. Now you've done the majority of the work right, and now things should be happening basically on their own. Step number 4 is you launch the product with a proven formula for launching products on Amazon, so you get it to be making daily sales right away. And this is also very simple, just a few simple steps that we've proven over and over and over again. And it works because you've done steps 1, 2, and 3 correct. Then finally, step 5 is where you measure and optimize the product to become a best-selling product on Amazon. This really takes you into a different dimension as a seller on Amazon. And this literally allows you to basically, if you've done steps number 1, 2, 3, and 4 right, to bring any product to the top on Amazon and truly make it a best-selling product of its kind on Amazon, because you're able to actually continually make adjustments to improve and optimize the product to sell and convert better and better and better and have greater and greater visibility. This is just a systematic, scientific kind of approach that works every single time. But first, before I explain how this all works and how you can do this as well, I just want to mention these key things because I want you to make sure you already know this, but you probably, if you were here right at the beginning, you heard John talk about it and you know what this is about. And our business model is private label selling on Amazon, which means you create your own brands of physical products and you sell them first and foremost on Amazon. This is the perfect way to launch new products and brands. And again, we got an approach that makes this a lot quicker and easier than anything you may have seen before. Plus, with this approach, you create a highly valuable asset, which is your brand, and you create it quickly. And it's an asset that you can sell for large multiples because it's extremely attractive for investors and people looking to buy businesses online. Products on Amazon that are best-selling and things like that is just extremely valuable because no one understands how to do that. And everyone trusts Amazon. Everyone knows how huge Amazon is. So that authority and everything that comes along with it makes it the perfect kind of business to sell. So why this model? There's a few more reasons why. Well, it's extremely profitable. So that's obviously a very important reason, very important thing. You know, when you select what kind of business to be doing online, it needs to be very profitable. It's not enough to just generate revenue. You need to actually have some great profit built in there. It's also extremely reliable, and this is because of our approach. You know, it's very scientific and data-driven, so you can't really get it wrong. We will identify proven opportunities and tap into them quickly and reliably. Amazon is the largest and most trusted online store in the world, and it's welcoming you to sell on the site. This is just, you know, incredible. I think that's honestly the biggest opportunity there has ever been online to making money. It's scalable and easy to replicate the results over and over and over again. Plus, and this is one of the coolest things about it, in my opinion, it's really easy to build a team. So a real business, meaning that you can process everything out, you can delegate it all, and you can set up a team that's running the business in a results-oriented fashion, growing it for you. You don't have to be working in it like it's your new job. You own the business and it grows because of the way it is structured and set up. And we have had up to 50 people inside our own office doing this. And we have hired, you know, more than 150 people in total in the last 4 years to work on this business for us. So we know exactly how this is done. We've built this entire methodology with the team to make sure that it actually works, you know, with the team in that setting. So step number 1, find your winner. Let me show you how you can do this here. This is actually simpler than you think. So how to know with 100% certainty that the product you source will be successful? Well, we have a unique methodology for testing product opportunities with Amazon ads for validation. We will literally test selling the product on Amazon and get 100% clear real life and current data on the conditions for selling this product so you can make educated decisions. We will literally have Amazon tell us whether or not we should source any given product. So there's no more guessing. This approach is not guesswork. It's not hoping that something will work, and it's not scrambling to figure out how to sell our product after we've already sourced it. This is honestly what every other method for researching products on Amazon has taught you so far that I've seen, is basically guessing, you know, what product I should be selling, and then sourcing the product, and then scrambling to figure out what keywords and what search terms work for this product after you already invested into the product. And it's also showing you, you know, the traditional way of private labeling, which is slow and quite expensive. Our approach totally changes the game here, because you literally know and try firsthand selling the product on Amazon before you actually invest in the product. And I know this may sound a little strange, but I'll explain here in just a moment how this actually works. So this is like science. You're not relying on, you know, any of like the tools out there, or just using surface level data, and they're really just guessing. They may appear like, you know, they're more precise or accurate or giving you greater insight, and yeah, some of them do give you some good insight, but they're still highly inaccurate. And in my opinion, you just can't base a sourcing decision on any kind of software or tool which is just relying on surface level data to give you what it's showing you. So it's just like guessing. But our approach, when you do it this way, is like science, because we know for certain our product will be successful, and we know exactly how successful, meaning how much profit the product will make every day, every week, every month, every year on average, and exactly what we have to do to market the product and promote it to be doing that well. We know all of that before we make the decision whether or not to invest time, money, and energy into the product and source it. So here's how to do this. It's all about the search term. So Amazon, as I'm sure you know, is a search engine. It's also an online store, an e-commerce store, and they also handle fulfillment and all of that stuff. It's also an innovation center and all those things that, you know, Ryan mentioned before. But it's also first and foremost a search engine, meaning that what happens first for every person on Amazon is a search. And just like with Google, the key to success there is to really understand the different search terms and what search terms matter, what search terms have volume, what search terms are valuable. So that's the first job you have, is to really understand the search terms and find search terms that are really, really valuable in terms of having a good combination of volume, conversion, sales, traffic, all that kind of stuff. And once you identify search terms that are really valuable and really ripe for the picking, great open opportunities, then it's really easy for you to actually tap into that if you do the rest right, like you source a product with edge and all that kind of stuff. Then things will just happen pretty much automatically, like what happened to me when I had sourced my first product, and that was kind of by luck, but now we make it happen by science. So it's all about search terms. From idea to conception, we take a very simple and easy to implement data-driven approach. All decisions from what to buy and how to sell it are based on raw hard data, so you can take the guesswork out of the process. The search term data literally tells us exactly what people want, and it defines how we will sell the product and what product we will actually source. Because first we find search terms that we know are going to work, and we find them by utilizing Amazon ads or sponsored ads. It's the same thing. And I'll show you again how you do this here in just a second. And it's very, very simple to actually do. But then you find the search terms that we know will work, and then you will source a product to match that. So you source a product into the search terms. It's all about the search terms. It's not all about the product. You have to have the best possible search terms to sell the product through. So that comes first. Then you will source the perfect product to sell through the search terms. So the search terms will define what product you actually end up sourcing. And the search terms will also define how you market and promote that product, because that all will be through the search terms. You will be doing the promotions and the marketing to be visible from the searches. So when someone types those things in, you need to show up. You want to be visible. That's the whole point here of the entire system, and it's totally focused, congruent. So from start to finish, you're working with the same stuff, and it's all about getting your results. It's really targeted, and when you do it this way, the odds of success are just incredibly high. Here's the 7-step process for actually finding a winner. Step 1 is you find product ideas. Step 2, and I'll show you these steps in more detail, by the way, so you can actually do it as well right away after this webinar. I give you everything you need. Step 2 is you think of potential search terms. Step 3 is you create a basic listing. Step 4 is you buy 5 units or so and ship them into FBA. Step 5 is you run Amazon ads with 5 to 10 search terms. Step 6 is you evaluate the data after about 7 days. And step 7 is you pick the winner. So let's look at these steps here. Steps number 1 and 2 are just very simple, so I'll keep this really short. But basically, you need to simply scour Amazon to identify products you're excited about. So you can really find product ideas any way you'd like. You can just look at Amazon. You can look at things around you right now. Think about things that your mom likes and uses, something that friends and family like and use, just something that people are using in general. Just whatever it may be, something that rocks your boat and you think is exciting and interesting. You can test that. And this is actually where the other approaches for finding products to sell on Amazon end. They end with this first step. You're just basically looking for inspiration and potential opportunities here. And that's literally how most sellers then actually choose to source a product. To me, it's just horrible way of doing it, because your odds of success are just way too low. You don't really know enough about the opportunity to invest into it. And not only just investing money, but investing time and energy. This is your most valuable asset. So you identify something that you think is exciting, and you can't do anything wrong. This is just an ideation part of the process, so you'll never end up doing anything wrong if you go through all the steps. Like, you won't end up with a bad product. And then the step number 2 is just think of what you would type into Amazon when searching for that product, and make a list of the 5 most likely terms, and you can start with that. So basically, you just think of 5 terms that you think are likely people are typing in to Amazon when looking for that kind of product. And you can just use logic to come up with this list. Again, you can't make a wrong decision. You won't end up using bad search terms, but you need, a good guess, or just some kind of guess, your best guess to start testing. And yeah, I'd like to just use my logic and just think of what is most likely. You can also look at the search bar when you start typing things in on Amazon to get suggestions. Or you could just have another person type, the search, like tell them just to sit in front of the computer and type in 5 search terms to look for this kind of product and see what they type in. So anyway, really works for this. Now we go into the actual execution of this phase, really, and step 3 is the first one. But it's also really simple. You just have to create now a basic product listing. And if you already have sold or are selling on Amazon, you know how this works. You just click a button inside of Seller Central and you start creating a new listing. And Amazon has like a product listing creation wizard, so they ask for all the information you need to give them. If you've never sold on Amazon, you just have to go first to sellercentral.amazon.com. That's sellercentral.amazon.com and sign up for a new account. That takes only a few minutes, and you don't need approval or anything. You get it immediately from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you're at. And what you got to do now, once you have Seller Central, or if you already have it and you have clicked create a new listing, is you need a UPC code. And you can buy this super cheaply and quickly online. You just Google it. Google buy cheap UPC code, and you can find many, many different options to buy one for like $2 or less, and it takes only a few minutes. Then you just invent and create a simple brand name. It could be anything, because you're not actually going to use this brand name. This is just for a test. Then you will craft a basic title that contains the 5 main search terms that you think are likely candidates to be popular searches for that product. Then you'll craft 5 short bullet points that highlight 5 benefits of the product. You'll craft a very simple and short description. You'll use medium or higher quality images, and it's okay to just use 3 to 4. Actually, only the main image is the most important. You can just grab this easily online. It doesn't really matter what you use here for the test, just that it's at least medium quality. Then you input the 5 search terms into the backend search term section, and it's Amazon asks you to do, and then you price the product roughly around the average price point you think this product is being sold for. When you look at Amazon. Now, step number 4 is you get a few pieces of test inventory, and this is only 3 to 5 units. And this can be any unbranded inventory. When I say unbranded, I just mean that the actual unit doesn't have like a brand name or logo on it, and you can easily find this. One way to find it is just to find it on Amazon and buy it and ship it to your house, and then just ship it back in to Amazon. Remember, you only need like 3 to 5 units of this product. Another option is to buy it off of Alibaba and find suppliers that can provide you with just a few units to test. You could use AliExpress, which is my favorite site for doing this, and quickly find a few units like this and have it shipped to you. You could buy off a different online store, or you could buy in a local store. You can also, you can just do really whatever to find these 3 to 5 pieces of test inventory. The main thing is that they don't have a brand on them. And you can ask, you don't have to have anything shipped to your house. You can ask, for example, the supplier you find through AliExpress or Alibaba to ship the products straight into Amazon, so you never have to touch them. But you do want to ship them into Amazon and into what is called FBA, or Fulfillment by Amazon. This is Amazon's network for actually carrying and fulfilling products. So they will ship the products out to the customers when they buy, and it's really, truly just amazing. You definitely want to use that. And it's super simple and easy to use as well. It's self-explanatory once you have a Seller Central account. So now that you've got the units in Amazon, you've got the listing live, now you want to do step number 5, which is to run Amazon ads. And again, that's super easy inside of Seller Central. You just click one button, and that is to create a new Amazon ad campaign. And then Amazon has a wizard, and they ask you to put in these pieces of information, which I'm about to show you. I'm just going to show you what information to put into these fields when you do this. First, you select to create one campaign. Then you choose an average daily budget of $10 to $20. You set the duration for 1 week. You choose manual targeting. You make the default bid $2, and you provide your own keywords or search terms, and only 5 to 10 maximum. These would usually just be the 5 that you chose that you want to test, but you could choose more if you wanted to and make it up to 10, but never more than 10 for a very particular reason. Then you choose a match type of exact. Step number 6 is you evaluate the data. So now, after you've run this ad campaign for 7 days exactly, you want to evaluate the data. And to evaluate the data, there's 3 key things you look at. And I'll show you a very specific example of a real-life campaign like this, and what it looks like, and exactly what the numbers would look like for you from that campaign to know whether or not this is a winner. I'll tell you exactly what that looks like. But first, I want to explain the main numbers involved. And the first one is impressions. So impressions for the search term. And this is really a measure of traffic. So how many people go through the search on average for every 7-day period. You'll have a really accurate estimate of that after doing the campaign like this. So you're not guessing, you know for sure that this is a really good average estimate. So that's also important, how many people do use the search every day. Next is amount of clicks. So it's also very important to look at this, because this is a sign of the level of buyer intent in a search. How many people are actually looking to buy something when the search set in? So some search terms have a lot of volume, a lot of impressions, but almost no one is actually looking to buy something, and especially not right away. They don't know what they really want. They're just browsing. But other search terms have crazy high buyer intent. So almost every person that searches for that term will then want to buy a product. And they know what they're looking for. So if you're able to be visible from that search with exactly the kind of product they're looking for, you will have great success. So that's really important to look at the amount of clicks. Then you look at the cost per click, which is a really good indication of the level of competition for the search term, because if the cost per click is higher, it means more people are bidding on the search term. So meaning there's more competition. So you obviously want the competition not to be too high. You want it to be just right for you. So it's a really ripe opportunity for you, the search term. And you can easily enter with a really good product and really do well with the search term easily, just following some simple steps. Then you also want to keep your eye out for any sales, because sometimes during the tests you do have sales, even if you haven't set things up to make sales, like you haven't set up an optimized product listing to make sales, you may still have sales. And if you do have sales, you want to then look at the ACoS, which is the average cost of sale. The ACoS will tell you really how valuable the search term is very clearly, because the ACoS is a percentage number. And if this percentage number is lower than the actual profit margin percentage you have with the product, or you're going to have, and you should know during the states roughly how high the profit margin percentage selling at the average price is going to be for you. If it is lower than that, the ACoS, then the search term will 100% definitely be profitable, because that means you're paying less than you're earning when you're selling the product for the ads. And if the ACoS is below, let's say 30% during the test, then we never recommend you sell a product that doesn't have at least a 30% profit margin on Amazon. But if it's below, let's say, that number, that means that if you do actually source a really good product and set up an optimized listing, that number would be a lot lower. So you would be definitely very profitable. So even if the ACoS in the test, if you have sales, is above, say 30%, it still is a sign that this would be, a profitable product, a profitable search term if the ACoS isn't too high. So this is really like the ultimate confirmation. If you have a low ACoS and you have sales and everything through the test, then it's 100% certain to be a winner for you, that search term. But it doesn't have to be happening, the sales. At the test, you don't have to really have sales, because you haven't set things up to have sales yet. So it's not to be expected to have sales. Instead, what you want to see is that people are clicking. And you want to keep your eyes open for low-hanging fruit, so search terms that actually have really high buyer intent, but may have lower amounts of impressions. That's fine as long as they have a really good buyer intent. So now, you get these numbers that you're looking at, and there's actually a really simple formula for finding a winner. You just know, looking at the numbers, even if you didn't have any sales, whether or not it's a winner. And I'll show you this in just a moment. But first, here is an example of what this looks like. So this is one of these campaigns after 7 days. Here you can actually see we tested 6 search terms, but I really just want you to look at search term number 1 and number 2. So the first 2 search terms in this report, because that's really a great example of how this works. Look at the amount of impressions for both, and you can see that they both have about the same amount of impressions. So this is 8,000. But there's a major difference here, because search term number 2 has 28 clicks versus search term number 2, versus search term number 1, which only has 10 clicks. So search term number 2 has almost triple the amount of clicks as search term number 1. So we can assume that search term number 2 has much higher buyer intent, and thus that it's much more valuable for us. So that's really telling. The CPC is a little bit higher on search number 2, but it's not too high. And I'll show you what is too high here in just a moment in the next, on the next slide. But really interestingly, we can also see that search number 2 had sales in the test, and the ACoS is below 30%. It's 27%. So this tells us that this search term is a really good one. It is a winner. We would definitely be profitable and highly profitable advertising our product through the search term if we actually source a good product and set up an optimized product listing. Even if we just ran this test, we would probably make money from running the test. And then you can also look at search number 4 here and notice that it also made some sales. And the ACoS for that one is only 5.1%. So that one would be extremely profitable when we set up an optimized listing for it. It has way less impressions, 1/10 or so of search term number 2, but notice that it had more than half of the sales. So it had, like 2/3 of the sales amount of search number 2, and this is a classic example of a low-hanging type fruit search term. Like I mentioned, you should keep your eyes open for, because this search term is extremely valuable. Even if it doesn't have that many impressions, it's extremely valuable because there's a very high chance that someone will actually buy our product if they search for these terms, comparatively speaking. So you want to find search terms like this as well. And the good thing about them is that usually no one is actually targeting them properly. So if you do, you will just be, ranked top 3 really quickly and easily if you do things right, and you will be making money on it from day 1. Here's another example. I'm not going to go into this in too much detail because it's basically the same as what I just showed you, but I want you to look at search number 2 and number 3 here, because that's pretty interesting. You can see that search number 3 has more than double the amount of impressions as search number 1, but they have roughly about the same amount of clicks. So that means that search number 1 is probably more valuable. But in this case, I think search number 3 is actually also valuable because you can look at the data and see it had a 50% ACoS in sales. So you could get that ACoS below 30% for sure if you sourced and set up a really good optimized product listing. Step 7, pick the winner. So now that you've analyzed and you have the data, this is what you do. And this is how to know whether or not you have a search term that is a winner. Benchmarks for Amazon ads. So if a search term meets these 3 criteria, it is a winner, and you can go ahead and source a product into that search term, so you can sell a product utilizing that search term successfully. Impressions per 7 days. So for this test, the duration of the test should be 250 at a minimum. The click-through rate, which is clicks divided by impressions, should be 0.25% at a minimum. The cost per click, or the CPC, should be 150 or lower. If the product meets these criteria, it is a winner. If you do have sales, then that's even better. There's no need at this stage, like I mentioned, but if you do have sales, and especially if they're looking ROI was positive, judging from the A cost, the average cost of sale, in the ad report, then that's the ultimate confirmation. You know that search term is going to be very, very valuable and profitable. So the money is in the data. With this approach, there's no more guessing. We have a very clear idea of revenue and profit for a product before we ever source it. We know where the money is at and where exactly to focus our efforts. This allows you to penetrate and carve out and own your own space in even very competitive markets, because you can always find, for almost any product, valuable search terms that haven't really been tapped into yet using this method. So this opens up a massive, massive amount of opportunity. And even, I mean, most opportunities on Amazon are actually not really tapped into. So if you discover them with this process, then you can tap into them properly, because no one really knows how to do it right. So when you just follow some simple steps, it happens basically automatically for you. You get ranked and you get the visibility and you get the sales. So next I want to show you how you actually find a product that will then be extremely appealing to the people coming through the search. So you have the highest possible conversion rate and you sell the product like crazy. I use something that I call the ads questionnaire to do this. So we can find our ads with a series of questions, and here's a few I use so you can copy my process. I'll ask questions like, what do my top 5 search terms that I've discovered throughout the process, or it could even be just 2 or 3 search terms, tell me about what the people I'm about to target with the product are looking for exactly. So what does it say about the features, the benefits, the variations, the usages, etc. of the product? Well, it actually tells us quite a lot, because the search terms will usually be about some kind of feature or benefit or variation. You know, it's like a large X type of product, or a wooden version, or aluminum version, or a large, small, whatever. It's going to specify something about the product, the search term, right? So you know that if you want to sell a product successfully utilizing that search term, you need a product that fits. You need a product that actually is what people are looking for exactly when they type that into Amazon. So that tells you a lot about the product you want to source. You also ask a question like, who is in my audience? What's their gender, age, income level, personality, identity, etc. And the search terms that you're targeting, that you identify, tell you a lot about this as well, because a certain variation of a certain product could mean something. For example, if it's like a wooden version of a certain product, maybe it's for an older age group. Maybe they're more likely to be looking for that. Maybe it's a more expensive variation, so it's for a more affluent kind of audience. And then you would ask something like, what would the best possible product look like to those people? And that's really the key question here, because that's what you're trying to arrive to. And if you know the search terms and you just follow these steps and just go through this exercise, ask these questions, you will know the answer to the questions. It will just come out naturally for you because it makes sense. So what would the best possible product look like to those people? And then you define that, and then you actually go ahead and you source that. Then you got a product that will convert like crazy when you rank for these searches, because it's exactly what people are looking for. Now, to make it a lot easier and quicker for you, I'm going to show you, or I promised I'd show you, which is our hybrid sourcing methodology. And this really is a revolution to selling private label on Amazon. It makes it so much quicker and easier. So I'll show you this now so you can do it as well. And this is also really simple. So of course, if you know the product will be successful, then you don't really have a lot to worry about, right? And that's what you do have. If you go through what I just showed you, you will know for certain the product will be successful before you decide whether or not to source it. But still, if you're low on cash, you can use our hybrid methodology to get started for as little as $100 to $250. And sometimes full private label orders need about $500 to $1,000 to get started. But you can get started with this different approach for a lot less and a lot quicker, because full private label orders can also take 30 days or more. This doesn't take that long at all. It only takes a few days. So this is how the hybrid approach works, and it's based on a premise. And the premise is, and the fact is, that it's very easy to source quote-unquote generic or unbranded products, meaning products that don't have a logo on the actual unit. And you can always get these in as little as just a few units. So you can always find unbranded products of any kind of product that you can buy for just a few units if you'd like. And this is because almost every manufacturer and supplier actually makes products that are not branded. They have the same product, you would private label, the same quality and everything like that. It's the same product, but they have that product already made and in stock because some people want to buy it like that, just unbranded. So you can always find that, and then they don't care if you just want to buy 10 units or 25 units because they already have made the product. You can easily do that. And you can use one of the methods I recommended earlier on in this webinar, like Alibaba or AliExpress, to find the suppliers to talk to this about and find the unbranded inventory. And then once you've found that, all you really have to do is create your own product, listing on Amazon. So you have your very own product listing that no one can sell through except you. You got your own branded version of a product. So you reap all the benefits of private labeling, like controlling the listing and controlling the marketing. It's just the same. And the way you actually achieve this so much quicker and easier is to do what we call polybag and sticker. So now you take that unbranded piece of high quality product and simply put it inside a polybag or some kind of wrapping, just really simple packaging, and then you just sticker that packaging with your brand, your branding, your logo, your URL, whatever it may be. You can even put a note inside the back or some kind of, nice booklet or something if you want to add further branding and marketing to the product. Or not, you don't have to do it. You could even just have the sticker be just like black and white, the name of the brand and the product. It would be that simple. And that's enough for Amazon to actually accept this as a unique piece of inventory. And here's a news flash, and you may have already bought a product that arrived just in like bubble wrapping, no packaging, and it's like this. It's because many of the top sellers on Amazon only do this, always. They only use this methodology because it is good enough. People are happy with the product. If the product itself is good enough, that's all they really care about. Plus, it allows you to start multiple products quickly and easily. You can do this so much quicker and easier now because you don't have to wait for the product to be made. It's already made, so you can receive it instantly. You just have to have the supplier put it in a bag and put a sticker on it for you, which they'll happily do, and then ship it into Amazon, straight into Amazon. It takes a few days. Plus, you can now buy 10, 20 units or whatever you'd like to buy, 25 units, 50 units, or 1,000 units this way. It doesn't matter. You can do that and do it immediately. So with private labeling, full private label orders, you actually need to have the supplier run the product, create the product for you, which can take 30 days or more. Plus, they will require like a minimum investment, a minimum order quantity, because they need to run the machinery and everything for you, because they're adding your branding to the actual product, the actual unit. So that takes longer and it's more expensive to start because you need to pay for the minimum quantities. That has always been kind of like the problem of private labeling. We're also just obviously choosing the wrong product, not knowing how to choose the right product. So this changes the game. And of course, if you start with a hybrid approach and you start selling a lot and profiting really well with the product, which you should, then you can decide to do a full private label order and actually have a unit made with your brand on it and put it into like a really nice box and really go all the way with the branding of the product and have like the best possible image and everything when people buy it and build a really nice brand. But this is the hybrid approach.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Daniel. And guys, again, I just want to reiterate how important it is to choose the right product. If you recall to what Daniel was saying when he first got started, he was literally able to take one product and take that product from nothing to making almost $2,000 in 1 month. But within 4 months, he was able to generate over $78,000 in a 30-day period just from that one product. And because we know it's that important, we truly believe, again, that picking a profitable product is critical to your success. And we just showed you the exact process we use to identify products that will make many thousands of dollars. But we also know that this is where people can get stuck. That's why we're going to eliminate the guesswork. You see, we will handpick not one, but 25 profitable products that we know will make money, and we will hand them to you on a silver platter. And I'll talk more about that here in a moment. So right now, you're sitting at your computer watching this webinar. You've heard how this works, and you know that using Amazon can be a great way to make sales. Everybody knows that selling on Amazon works. Just look at how many normal folks like you and I are already using Amazon to make money right now. That's why you're smart to start selling on Amazon as well. And that's why we've created something incredibly special for you. I want to introduce you to the Infinity Code. The Infinity Code is specifically designed to help you discover the right product, find the right product to sell, prove your product is a winner ahead of time, quickly and easily source your product, get set up on Amazon the right way, and start generating sales every single day like clockwork, all while scaling and expanding your business by following a brand new, simple, proven, and easy to implement system. If you want to create time and financial freedom, if you want to build a business that lasts for the long term, if you want to build something that has real value and could even be sold one day and never have to worry about competition on Amazon, all while selling your products like crazy day in and day out, while avoiding all of the pitfalls and costly mistakes that we've personally made along the way, this is specifically for you. Here's how we're going to do it. We've combined 8 critical components for you inside the Infinity Code. We have the full Infinity Code core training, our done-for-you profitable products, personalized coaching and support, 6-figure case studies, our private mastermind. We've got the copy and profit templates, our go, no-go service, and the expansion blueprint. Let's dig into what each component does for you. The full Infinity Code core training is a $7,995 value. We've got 9 core training modules, which include 63 plus training videos walking you through everything A to Z that you need to know about how to successfully sell on Amazon just like us. You'll get access to cheat sheets, checklists, action plans, and a whole lot more to make your life completely easier. We'll include weekly live training calls to help you work through every single module, and we'll give you live Q&A sessions to make sure that no question is left unanswered. We've got our done-for-you profitable products, which personally I believe is priceless. So we're going to hand you 25 profitable products that we know will make you money. We will handpick them personally, and we'll give you all the data and the details that you need. This is going to massively shorten your path to making money, and it's going to eliminate all of the guesswork for you. And it's going to save you a massive amount of time in the process. Over the past few years, Daniel and I have literally assessed thousands and thousands of different products, so we know instantly whether a product is a hero or a zero. We know what makes money, and we will deal with this aspect for you so that you don't have to. You can simply select a product that we choose and run with it. This will eliminate the risk of you pursuing products which won't work, so you can focus and make money from the ones that do. We've got our personalized coaching and support. This is a $3,995 value. This is broken into 3 parts. We've got our personalized coaching, and people have paid us as much as $35,000 just to work with us on a one-to-one basis. And what you're getting here is essentially the same thing, but in the form of unlimited support from both Daniel and I included in the Infinity Code training. Part 2 is our 24-hour private support system, which will allow you direct access to our team of experts who can quickly assist you with any hurdles or questions you come across. Part 3 is our entry to our Facebook Mastermind community, where we'll have a full team of mentors and experts ready to help you on a daily basis. You can also interact with our other members there as well. This gives the Infinity Code a total combined value of $11,990 plus. We have our 6-figure case studies, a $2,495 value. This is where you can watch, learn, and copy from other high-volume sellers. I've personally always said that it is the best way to learn something is to have a look, direct examples of how other people have done it. And that is why we're going to hand you over a series of case studies that detail some of our past students' biggest successes, some of whom have created Amazon businesses that do well in excess of 6 figures per month. This is a total combined value of $14,485 plus. You also get access to our private mastermind, a $5,995 value. You're going to see advanced tactics to increase your traffic and sales. After we've completed the core training and you're up, you're running, and you're earning money on Amazon, we're going to be hosting a series of private members-only mastermind sessions for you. This is going to be designed so you can learn advanced tactics to increase your earnings, boost the value of your business, and continue to build your physical products empire. We're going to be focusing on how to quickly scale your business, expand your network of sites and products, as well as how to implement our automation and outsourcing tactics so you can earn more by working less. This brings the total combined value to over $20,480. We've got our copy and profit templates, a $1,995 value. This is more done-for-you components to eliminate guesswork. As you can tell, Daniel and I are clearly excited about helping you eliminate any guesswork or any complicated decisions you might have to make in your business. We're going to be providing you checklists, spreadsheets, flow charts, process maps, and a whole lot more to make every decision you need to make incredibly easy. This is going to bring your total value to $22,475 plus. We've got one of my favorite components is the go, no-go service. This is a $995 value. Here's how this is going to work for you. We will literally greenlight your product to expedite your success. What this means, if you're already thinking about something or you come across a product that you want to sell, you simply submit a go, no-go form. We will review that product personally, Daniel or I, and we will give you our stamp of approval so that you have the confidence to move forward and sell it. Now, if it isn't something that we'd sell, we'll give you feedback, and we're committed to making sure that every student in the Infinity Code gets at least one go on a product. This brings the total value to $23,470 plus. We've got the expansion blueprint, a $3,995 value. Here you're going to discover the difference between okay success and astronomical success. You'll learn the next phase of your business after you started earning on Amazon so you can learn how to take your business to a whole new level. Your total value in the Infinity Code with the 8 core components. We've got the full Infinity Code core training, our done-for-you profitable products, which again, I believe is priceless, the personalized coaching and support, the 6-figure case studies, our private mastermind, the copy and paste templates, our go, no-go service, and the expansion blueprint. This is a total combined value of $27,465 plus. Now, you're getting the exact same system that we've used to generate millions of dollars in sales. I'm talking about generating over $1 million in sales in only 30 days. You can see here some of our accounts generating $468,000 in a 30-day period, $210,000 in a 30-day period, another 6 figures in a 30-day period, $74,000 plus in a 30-day period, and even generating up to $158,000 plus in one day on only one account. We've got folks like Dan and Monica who were able to generate $50K per month within 6 months and are now generating $150,000 plus per month. Dan had this to say. He said, "I'm blown away by the content in this course. Daniel shares every single step of his methodology, so all you need to do is implement it. Most impressive is Daniel has simplified and streamlined what most make complicated. We're confident we'll double our revenue and profit within 12 months using this methodology." That means that Dan and Monica are talking about utilizing the Infinity Code methodology to build a business that could be generating nearly $4 million per year. You can see inside Dan and Monica's business here generating over $123,000 in just a 30-day period. Now, this is just on their Amazon US account. You see, we teach you how to sell internationally as well on other Amazon marketplaces, and that's why they were able to add another 17,732 pounds in 1 month from just their UK Amazon account. And we've got folks who are already selling successfully, like Adi, who was already generating 7 figures, and in a mere 1.5 years, he was able to quadruple his actual business. He's now on his way to the 8-figure mark per year. We've got folks like John who were able to increase their business by 600% in less than a year. John was stuck, frustrated, not sure what to do because no matter what he tried, he couldn't break past the plateau of $3,000 in sales per month. When he started working with us, it took a mere 60 days working together and his sales skyrocketed to over $10,000 per month. And less than a year later, by the spring of 2016, his sales had approached $20,000 per month, which is over a 600% increase from where he was. He's now generated over $200,000 in 12 months, and he's continually growing from there. And if you've ever wanted to build a business to sell, this is one of my favorite stories from Ross and Sarah, based out of New Zealand. They literally went from no experience, I'm talking totally green, to selling their business and cashing out in 18 months. They were able to buy their dream home on a beach, and now they're building a brand new business. But what's important for you to know is that Ross and Sarah utilized the go, no-go form that you're getting inside the Infinity Code. I personally reviewed their product and approved it. And they were able to take that product and reach the #1 position for their most competitive keyword and stay there for over a year. By now, I'm sure you're wondering about the price. And you need to understand that Daniel and I charge a minimum of $15,000 for private coaching and consulting. And people happily pay it because we get them results. Our 2-day mastermind events regularly sell out at a minimum of $7,000. And I'm sure you've even seen other trainings that don't even offer a fraction of what you're getting today sell for $5,000 or more. So what is this all worth for you? The full Infinity Code core training is at $7,995 value. The done-for-you profitable products is absolutely priceless. The personalized coaching and support is a $3,995 value. The 6-figure case studies is a $2,495 value. The private mastermind is a $5,995 value. Our copy and paste templates, a $1,995 value. The go, no-go service, the same service Ross and Sarah used, a $995 value. And our expansion blueprint, a $3,995 value. That gives you a total combined value of over $27,465. And at that price, it would be completely worth it with all the value we're providing to you. You know, my freshman year of college, I paid over $30,000 to take some general elective classes. I'm talking about things like foreign languages and things like that. And was it worth it to me to do that? I mean, probably not. I wasn't even able to get anything out of that that would help me make money in the real world. And you see, folks are paying sometimes as much as $60,000 or more per year for a college education. And for what? To come out of school to generate $45,000 a year? It's not quite worth it. But today, you're not going to pay that. You're not going to pay $25,000 or even $19,995. You won't even pay $14,997. You won't even pay $9,997. You won't even pay $4,995 or $34.95. You won't even pay $2,495. And yet, at that price, it would be an absolute bargain for you with all the value you're getting in today. But you can get started and get complete access for 3 installments of $597. In fact, you could get started for even less. You see, Daniel and I want to extend a $294 discount with our instant payment discount option of $14.97. Here's what you need to do. Head over to theinfinitycode.net/John. Daniel or John are putting that link in the chat box for you now as I speak. Choose your investment option, and remember that the instant 20% savings on the one-time option is available there for you. And I want you to know that Daniel and I are personally going to give you everything that you need to be successful. This is incredibly important that you understand. We are very serious about our business, but we are even more serious about your success. We want to generate more case studies like Ross and Sarah, like Adi, like Dan and Monica, like John and all the other folks who have already proven that this system and process works. And that's why it gets better. You see, I don't want money to be an object that doesn't work for you. So you can get this today and you have no payments and no interest as long as you pay it off in 6 months. Here's how this works. If you're a U.S. resident and you qualify, now this is PayPal's terms, not ours, you can utilize PayPal credit to literally get started today for nothing. You'll have no payments and no interest as long as it's paid in full for 6 months. Again, that's their terms, not ours. Here's how to do it. If you go to theinfinitycode.net/John, you'll go ahead and choose the $14.97 investment option. It's on the left-hand side. Go ahead and click down on your mouse on the Add to Cart button. You're going to select PayPal, and as you select PayPal, you'll click on the Pay Now button, and you'll log into your PayPal account. What will happen is PayPal will prompt you if you want to utilize PayPal credit. You'll simply click on Checkout with PayPal and choose PayPal credit. And all you have to do is fill in a few particulars, and PayPal will let you know in a few moments if you qualify. Now, if you qualify, you'll just follow the processes and you're good to go. Now, I understand that not everyone can qualify for PayPal credit, and if there's some reason that it doesn't apply to you, here's what we've got for you instead. We have our installment plan where you can get started today for only $597. So here's what to do now. Step number 1 is to go to theinfinitycode.net/John. Choose your investment option. After you've selected your investment option and clicked on the Add to Cart button, you'll go ahead and fill out your particulars to complete your payment. And I just want to let you know what happens after that. After you've completed your payment, you're going to be taken to our secure membership area where you can go ahead and set up your personal members account. Once you've logged in, you'll have the ability to watch our welcome video, get registered for our first training call, which is happening in just a little while here, and get started on everything. Now, I want you to know that you are 100% protected by our money-back guarantee. You see, Daniel and I want to take all the risk for you. That's why we're letting you test drive this for 30 days completely risk-free. You can get started today, and if you don't like the Infinity Code for any reason, we don't care if it's 29 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes from now. All you need to do is let us know, and we'll give you a 100% full refund. There's no shenanigans here. There's no questions asked, no wiggle clauses, and we are taking all of this risk for you so that you can get started. Now, you have two choices, just like Daniel did when he was sitting in his college dorm room. Option number one is you can do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. Option two is you can pony up this small investment today compared to all the value you are receiving in return, and you can just give it a shot. Here's what you do. Go to theinfinitycode.net/John, get started, and understand that Daniel and I's motto is you either succeed or we don't want your money. With everything that you're getting here so far, this is a total bargain. And we wanted to do something special on this webinar, so we decided to offer a special bonus, our NDA live event. This is literally an event that you can attend where you'll meet us live in person so you can learn from us and our trusted advisors on how to take your business to the next level.
I'll be there too. So
John will be there.
Yeah.
And this is a $9,995 value. And I'm going to tell you, live events change lives. You'll literally have to sign a non-disclosure agreement to get in the door because of the information that we're going to be revealing to you and the information that our trusted advisors will be revealing. It's so important for you to understand. You know, John and I just recently were hanging out in San Diego at an event called Traffic and Conversions. But you can see Daniel and I speaking at our last event a few years ago here. But I want to tell you just a brief story. You see, it was about 4+ years ago that I attended a live event, and I reluctantly actually went to this event simply for one meeting at this private dinner. And there was about 30 people at this private dinner, and I didn't know very many of them except for a handful of folks. And I'm talking to some of the people at my table, and next thing you know, we're all having a good time, and I ended up staying in touch with one of these folks particular. And that just happened to be Daniel Ottenson, my business partner now. And the ability for me to go to that event, the decision that I made changed the entire trajectory of my life. It allowed me to build a new business, travel around the entire world, making money, helping other folks, and building a great team in the Philippines with my business partner. Now, we decided to do something even more special for you, but this is extremely limited, okay? So on this webinar, we are going to give the next 25 action takers 3 fast action bonuses so you can get even more value. And so all the folks who've already jumped in, and I've seen a lot of you already do that, you'll get these as well. So fast action bonus number 1 is our 30 days to 1K case study. This is a $297 value, and you're going to discover how to leverage a simple and easy process to almost guarantee $1,000 in sales in the next 30 days. This is something that we've been teaching for over a decade to friends and family, and it works so well that recently Daniel and I decided to put it to the test again, and within a matter of a few days we were able to make almost $2,000. So you'll learn a time-tested way to generate quick profits at will. Fast action bonus number 2 is our GBSS method. This is a $397 value. With this method, you're going to discover how to make your products go viral so you can see dramatic increases in sales and profits like you see here. You see on this screen right in the middle there's this big spike. Well, here's exactly what happened. Daniel utilized the scientific approach that we utilize in GBSS method to be able to sell 2,878 units of product, making him $46,820.16 in revenue. Now, he didn't do this in 1 month, 1 week, or even a day. He did it in a matter of a few hours. That's how powerful this is. And when you invest in the Infinity Code today, you'll be getting access to the GBSS method and all the details on how this works. Fast action bonus number 3 is the Ryan and Daniel Partnership Opportunity. This is a $5,000 plus value, and I truly believe it's priceless. Because how would you like the ability to join forces with Daniel and I to truly grow and expand your business? I mean, let me know in the chat. Give me a 1 or a yes if you would think you could benefit from having Daniel and I as your business partner. I mean, of course you can. We've literally already helped previous partners grow 6, 7, and multiple 7-figure businesses in a very short period of time. And we are looking for our next partner. Now, what I need to tell you is that that partner, the first place we're going to look is our Infinity Code members. And why is that? You see, we're looking for somebody that truly understands our systems, our processes, and our methodologies. So what better place to find them than those who have gone through our detailed and extensive training that walks you through every single thing that we do in our business. So what is this all worth? You're getting 12 critical components. The full Infinity Code core training, our done-for-you profitable products, the personalized coaching and support, our 6-figure case studies, the private mastermind, our copy and paste templates, the Go No-Go service, our expansion blueprint, the NDA live event, our 30 days to 1K case study, which could honestly show you how to cover the entire cost of your investment in the program today in a matter of a few weeks or a month. The GBSS method, our Ryan and Daniel Partnership Opportunity, this is a total value of over $43,154. You're protected by the 100% money back guarantee. And remember, you're getting a huge discount on this webinar. You can get started for only $597 today. You can save an additional $294 by making a one-time investment of $14.97. Remember, with a PayPal credit, if that's applicable to you, you can get the 0 payments and 0 interest if paid in full within 6 months option. And I just want to remind you again that Daniel and I are here. We are committed to your success, and we are going to personally give you everything that you need to succeed. So remember, we have our 100% money back guarantee, so we take all of the risk for you. You can get started today, and if you don't like the Infinity Code for any reason, we don't care if it's 29 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes from now, let us know. We'll give you a 100% full refund. No questions asked, no wiggle clauses. We are taking all the risk, and John knows that our word is gold. And I need to just give you a word of warning. This is only available for a very limited time. See, you need to understand that we're starting the live training here just a few days. That means that time is running out. The fast action bonuses are going to be snapped up before the end of this webinar, most likely. And here's the deal. We have never reopened our courses like this before, and if we were to ever open the Infinity Code again, once the doors have been slammed shut, it will most likely be at a much higher price because of all the value you're getting today. So you've watched this entire presentation. You want to have time and financial freedom, and you know this is an excellent value. So take advantage of this incredible discount, all of the amazing bonuses, and the can't lose guarantee now. Here's what to do. Head on over to theinfinitycode.net/John, choose your investment option, and get started now. Remember, after you've chose your investment option, you'll be redirected to our secure checkout where you can fill in your payment details, and after you've completed your payment, you'll be able to get inside the members area right away. You'll watch the welcome video, read some details about what's coming, and get registered for the first training workshop starting in just the next few days. Just want to give you a page that has a full recap. I've already seen a bunch of folks hop in, so a lot of the fast action bonuses are being snapped up. But if it's okay with John, I wanted to bring you back on, John, and we can talk a lot more about what people are getting. We can answer questions. Sure. So let me just drop this over here. And I know Daniel, I've had him kind of writing questions down as well. So Daniel, if you do see questions, let me know.
Yeah, and guys, I just want to let you guys know this is an awesome opportunity you guys are getting here. Also at the live event, I'm going to be there. So it's also a chance to meet me. And you know, Amazon is actually absolutely just massive in terms of the amount of money and trust that people put in buying it. It's absolutely just beyond anything. And the money back guarantee is, you know, these guys stand behind it. It's, you know, you have 30 days guaranteed. I know them. You know, we were just hanging out as you said, you know, like what was that, 2 or 3 weeks ago in San Diego. So amazing opportunity here, guys, and really you're kind of given, you know, you know, if you've seen The Matrix, you guys have a choice of kind of the red pill, blue pill, you know, go, you know, upon seeing this, it's really go back to doing things the way you're doing and just kind of forget this all and let it be kind of a dream. But this stuff isn't a dream. This is real. So, you know, take the blue pill, man, and check it out. It's absolutely, you know, if this is the direction you're going with your business, there is nothing else you guys should do than take action. Don't just sit and watch TV. Actually do something about it. And these guys stand fully behind what they're doing here. So definitely recommend you guys just take the leap and just go for it. So
awesome. Yeah, I 100% agree, obviously. And you know, I'm seeing some key questions here that I want to make sure I address. The first one is, how much time do I actually need to be able to invest in my business? This is an important question because we understand that you've got a lot of things going on in your life, and the last thing you need to be expected to do is invest another 40 hours a week or something into your business. Here's what Daniel and I have found by serving and helping thousands of other people over the last 4+ years. We've found that if you can commit to dedicating 5 to 10 hours per week to your business, that's plenty of time to implement the key things that we need you to do and just ignore all the noise, all the complicated other stuff that people talk about, and focus on just the handful of things that we know are going to drive 80, 90, 95% of your results, so that you can focus on other things in the business as well, not having to do all this other kind of busy work type things. We break down all the things that are most important. That's what you focus on. And you can do that by just being consistent week after week. That's the other thing that's super important. We want you to be able to be consistent. That's why, you know, John knows this. Consistency in business is really what leads to long-term success. So if you were to try and do so much up front, it just is going to result in you getting burnt out. It's so important for you to understand that consistency is key, and that's why we take you through a very strategic process on how we were able to do this with all of our other successful students. So hopefully that helps you. I think that was from Kevin. Now, I do see several other people that have been jumping in. If you have jumped in, please let me know, just so I'm keeping a tally here, so that way we can know when these 25 bonuses are gone. We've got C. Bartlett 808 has also jumped in and saying, remember my name. We will keep an eye on your name for sure. This is a good question as well. And when is the live event, the NDA live event, when's that going to be? So Daniel and I are going to be holding that event most likely around June 24th of this year, and we're going to be doing that. We're looking at 2 locations right now. We're finalizing in the next few days. We're going to be looking at San Diego and Las Vegas. So we'll be letting students know here within the next week or so exactly where that is, so they can lock in all accommodations and everything like that. But don't worry if you can't come. And while of course, we'd love you to be there in person, because that's how you're going to get the most value, by meeting other folks like Daniel and I in person, and John, and some of the other trusted advisors. You'll also have the ability to watch the recorded replays of all of the event inside the members area. We are also investigating right now the option of doing some type of live stream for you, but we're not 100% finalized on that. So hopefully that helps for you as well. Zanfan, I put the link in the chat box for you, so you should be able to use that to get inside. We look forward to working with you. This is a pretty common question, and from 2Dave Solutions. The question is, how much is the investment for the course, aside from the investment, the membership fee today of only $597 to get started? You can rest assured that when you invest in the Infinity Code today, remember you can get started for only $597. You don't have to buy any upsells. That we're not offering any upsells. There's no continuity that we're offering you or anything like that. You're going to get everything that you need right inside the Infinity Code for you. We've provided everything that we possibly can. We're going to be giving you lifetime updates here, and if we're doing live Q&A calls, say 12 months from now, you'll be getting access to it inside the Infinity Code. That's how much we believe in supporting our members and helping them have long-term growth. Let's see here. Oh, this is a really good question as well from Jesus23. We'll just leave off the numbers there. Can I sell on Amazon US if I live in Peru, South America? Yeah, the answer to that's 100%. Remember, when Daniel got started, he was able to start building his business while he lived on a remote farm in Iceland, literally one of the most remote places in the world. He was able to start building his business selling on Amazon US. And nowadays, you can literally run and operate this business from anywhere in the world. We have folks that live down in Brazil, Mexico, Canada, Bali, Indonesia, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Australia, all throughout Europe, and the list goes on and on and on. So 100% you can operate this from anywhere else in the world. And the beautiful thing that we love about selling physical products on Amazon is that we personally never touch our inventory. You literally can ship everything direct to Amazon. They do all of the heavy lifting for you. They handle the shipping. They handle returns. They handle the bulk of the customer support. They handle the merchant processing. You'll simply get payments every 2 weeks into your account for the products you sell. It's an absolute beautiful thing, and there's nothing else like it out there. Okay, let's see. Looks like we've got someone asking here, is this program worth purchasing if I live in the Caribbean? And I just kind of answered that a little bit, but I just want to say, Troy, 100%. If you live down in the Caribbean, you'll still be able to fully operate this business and quickly and easily get up and running following the processes that we teach inside the Infinity Code. Let's see.
Yeah, I know a lot of Jet Set members are actually from the Caribbean, and one of the big things is if you're on an island, I always tell people jobs are going away. Jobs are, if you look at gas stations, if you look at checkout stands at grocery stores, if you look at anything really. You can see the jobs are getting leaner and leaner, and a problem if you're living in the Bahamas or Puerto Rico or any of these countries, Bermuda, Barbados, Trinidad, etc., is that there are not new jobs being created there. The new jobs they're being replaced. McDonald's checkout is being replaced by robots checking you out or stuff like that. So the really only option is to figure out a way to start an internet business. I mean, there's going to be absolute pandemonium happening in the world. If you wait a year, 2 years, 5 years, it's going to get to the point where the entire world, you don't want to be 5 years down the line looking back saying, wow, if I had only taken the chance to figure out and start my internet business 5 years ago when John did that webinar with Ryan. You don't want to be in that position. Because I can guarantee you there will be people today that will say, it sounded nice, but I didn't take action. I just wanted, it wasn't the right timing. Guaranteed, if you don't take action, you're going to be looking back 5 years from now and saying, man, because the powers that be, all the billionaires know this. All of the billionaires know it's going to be chaos. And you know, when all the jobs are being replaced and they're not coming back. So Donald Trump knows this. Everybody knows this. It's everybody who says there's going to be jobs coming back, they aren't. So you have to figure out how to start an internet business because there's no other option here.
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to welcome the people.
Sorry to go on my rant, by the way. But this is serious, people. Pandemonium.
And Troy just said it here. That is true, John. I see jobs leaving every day. McDonald's left Jamaica years ago, along with several other businesses. You know, 100%. Not only are some businesses closing, but some businesses are being fully automated by technology. Yeah, and so I want to welcome Zanfan as well. You've secured the bonuses, and Kelly as well. You've secured those bonuses. I wrote down a couple questions here. One from Bandit maybe. He's talking about profit. You always hear about revenue numbers and what type of profit do products have. As Daniel mentioned when he was walking you through the multi-step process that we utilize for figuring out which products to sell, we always look for an absolute bare minimum of a 30% profit margin. Often it's 50% or much higher. I want to give you an example of a product that we're launching with a partner next month. Later in the month, we're going to be launching something that I did all the sourcing on and we figured it out. We're sourcing that product for roughly $6. We're going to be selling it for $39. So you can see on that particular product, there's some really, really great margins there. Even after the end of the day, there's going to be over 200% plus margin. So we're actually going to be talking about that specific product inside the Infinity Code because we're going to be using it as an example for some of the stuff that we do in the expansion blueprint process. So when you hop in today, you're going to be seeing how we do that as well. So. Okay, let's see here. Yes, 100%. Like I said, you can run and operate this business from wherever you go. Guys, I just want to show you really quickly. When you go to theinfinitycode.net/John, this is where it's going to take you. You've got the two main investment options here, and as well as the video on how to use PayPal credit right here below. What you can do is if you hover over this Add to Cart button and then just click down on it, what ends up happening is it'll take you to our secure checkout process where you'll be able to fill in your payment details and click Pay Now. Now, if you want to utilize that PayPal credit option, and that's available to you, remember to click on the PayPal option here. You'll go ahead and input your zip code here and click Pay Now. And once you click Pay Now, it's going to take you over to PayPal, where you'll be able to log into your actual PayPal account, and you can see here exactly how to set this up. You can just select PayPal credit right here, click Apply Now. You'll get a notification within just a few moments if that's going to be something that works for you, and then you'll be able to click on Pay Now and complete your purchase.
PayPal credit is great.
Exactly. It literally allows you to get started for no payments, no interest for 6 months as long as you pay that off within 6 months. So I just wanted to show you really quickly how that works. Again, you can get started at theinfinitycode.net/John. theinfinitycode.net/John. Now, it looks like we have almost 50% of you still here. We've been going for almost 2 hours. Now, while I could think that you want to just hang out with John and I and Daniel, chances are you have interest in selling physical products. You like what you had to hear today, and there's something that's holding you back. There's something that has you on the fence. If you're on the fence, just give me a 1 in the questions box, just so I know who's on the fence. And maybe you've got a specific question about this particular option. Maybe it's something that you don't know if it's going to be right for you. We've got a lot of people putting in 1s right now. So let me just ask you, if you're one of the folks who are on the fence, what has you on the fence? Feel free to just let me know inside the questions box. Daniel and I are going to give you honest answers. Hopefully you can tell we're incredibly straight shooters. We don't beat around the bush. And whether this is for you or not, I'm going to tell you, because while I think this is perfect fit for the majority of people, sometimes it might not be. And if I was in your shoes, I personally would want to know that going in as well. So like I said, I'm happy to give you honest feedback, and we will be able there to take care of you. Someone's asking, if we pay via PayPal credit, can we have a money-back guarantee if this is not for me? Yeah, you're still, if you use PayPal credit, you're still 100% protected by our 30-day money-back guarantee. So we've designed it that way so that we take all of the risk for you and you have nothing to lose. We literally have everything to lose, but you've got everything to gain. So let's see. Zanfan's saying, thanks guys, can't wait to work with you. You're very welcome. Yes, that's correct. Okay, I see a question here that's asking, when I'm starting out, how much money should I set aside for my first physical products order? This is a really good question, and just want to recap that Daniel started with $268 to start his business. He literally was able to take $268 and grow that into generating almost $80,000 per month within a matter of just 4 months. And that ended up growing to start selling millions of dollars a year from that just that one product. Now, I started for about $760, my first inventory order. But remember, Daniel talked about the hybrid sourcing option, where you can literally get started by purchasing just a few units of product. I'm talking about less than $10, $15, $20 worth of product you can get in the game. There's literally been no other way to do that before, and we've revolutionized how to implement it in a very strategic and profitable manner. So no matter what your budget is, you'll have the ability to get started selling on Amazon, to start generating profits and quickly scale those up. That's the true beauty of the program. Let's see. Welcome from Aruba. We appreciate you being here. I just want to let you know, this is being asked, how long is this going to be available? The 25 fast action bonuses are filling up fast here, and they most likely will sell out. But either way, we're going to be shutting this down incredibly shortly, in a very short period of time. No matter what, you won't be able to join. The doors will be closed. And like I said, Daniel and I have no plans of actually reopening this at the moment, simply because once we shut the doors, our job and full responsibility is to make sure we take care of you, our Infinity Code members. So go ahead and head on over to theinfinitycode.net/John. For those of you that are jumping in, I just again want to officially welcome you. Really look forward to working with you. Be sure you get registered for our first online training call, what's happening in the next few days, get you started, get you rocking and rolling so that you can start profiting on Amazon. Now, if you do have any questions, please, again, be sure to let us know inside the questions box. John, I don't know if you have written down any other questions or if you want to cover anything else, but we can take a few more questions here and then potentially wrap this up in a few moments.
No, I mean it works worldwide. You know, it's it's the internet. You guys have a money back guarantee, which shows you put your guys money where your mouth is. It's everything's I mean this is fully. I don't know what other questions people would have. You already addressed how much money in addition to the education, but yeah, everything's pretty clear. If you guys haven't moved forward, oh, what if you don't have the money till tomorrow, Barbara? Yeah, as long as you can get it by Sunday, I think it is, or Monday. I think we're closing this. You said you're closing down on Sunday?
On Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Sorry. Yeah. So Barbara, as long as you have it by Tuesday, because your first training is next week. So yeah, that would be that. Cool.
Looks like someone's asking, can we do a down payment to start off the training? And I just want to kind of emphasize again that yes, we've got that installment option for you, and you can get started with $597 today, and yeah, so you can put basically a down payment on that to get started. Let's see. Guys, I just want to say again, thank you so much for your time and attention. We greatly appreciate it. I mean, I hope you've learned a lot tonight. I hope you also come to realize just how powerful Amazon is. Just like John mentioned about, jobs leaving and you having to be able to figure out something to do online, you realize that Amazon is continually growing and expanding and moving into new and innovative markets. And what's starting to happen is, again, Amazon is taking for every new dollar consumers spend online, Amazon's taking 53 cents of that in the United States. That's over 50%. They're launching in Singapore this year. They're launching in a bunch of other countries. They're literally going to become the primary place that people purchase products online. For a lot of folks, I mean, my sister buys everything on Amazon. I'm talking paper towels, toilet paper, dish soap, everything she buys on Amazon. That is going to become the norm. And you have the opportunity to be able to get your products in front of all of these people who already trust Amazon. And you're simply leveraging that opportunity to be able to start making money in your business.
Well, I like to the way I like to think about it actually is I don't like taking chances. I like going on the back of mega trends. That's what I call them. One mega trend, because mega trends are there's so much opportunity, and a few mega trends are people are shopping online. More and more people are shopping online every single day. The trend towards buying everything online is not going away because it's just cheaper. The distribution, everything is just cheaper online, and it's always going to be cheaper, and you don't have to talk to people. It takes less of your time, which is opportunity cost. It's you buy the products cheaper. You don't have to deal with people. So that's I saw a news article the other day about how priceless shoes or something like that. It's Payless shoes. Yeah. Are shutting down over 1,000 stores across America. They declared bankruptcy. This is a low-cost shoe seller. They declared bankruptcy because companies like Zappos, which Amazon owns, people are buying everything through online. everything's being bought online. Even shoes. Who thought shoes were going to be bought online? Well, guess what? 1,000 stores across America are being shut down because people are not buying shoes online. So maybe you don't buy shoes online, but guess what? Would you rather pay 30 bucks for the same pair of shoes, or would you rather pay 20 bucks? So that's a mega trend. Another mega trend that, so people are shopping online. Another mega trend that I would say is you're working with Amazon. Amazon is a company that is a fast rising star. I think they weren't even profitable it was like 3 or 4 years ago. They were still losing money, but they are quickly becoming one of the biggest, if not the biggest company in the world. I bet you within a 2 to 3 year time frame, we're going to see Amazon being the biggest company in the entire world. They're going to be bigger than Google. They're going to be bigger than Facebook. They're going to be bigger than everything. And it's because there's so much money is transacted through Amazon. How many of you guys have actually paid Google any money here? Has anybody here paid Google or Facebook any money here? Yes or no? No. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of no's. I'm seeing lots of no's. But how many of you have paid? Everybody say no. Yeah, no. How many of you have bought something off of Amazon? It's unbelievable. So people buy I spent $500 today buying some crazy DVDs. I just to let you guys know, some of the things I do in my free time, I watch a lot of mythology and tapes by Carl Jung and different philosophers. So I bought all these old out-of-print DVDs on Amazon. Everything's being bought through Amazon, though. So if you guys, that's another megatrend. Amazon's growing as a company, so you're getting on the back of selling online, and you're getting on the back of selling through Amazon, because Amazon's a company that's going to continue to get better, and it's a good way to, it's a good direction to go. So you're working with two great things that you can depend on. And the other trend, which is a negative one, is jobs are going away. So if you're still working a job, it's, your time is short. So we're kind of in this convergence of a lot of different factors here. And whenever there's multiple factors converging, that you cannot argue with any of those factors, you have to do something about it. You have to make the shift to being an online business. Brick and mortar, manual labor, unfortunately, it's going away. The way the world's working, it's moving towards connected, it's working towards robots, and you can be a part of it, and it's pretty fucking awesome. I don't know. We do a lot of fun stuff, man.
100%,
I mean,
man. 100%.
yeah, I was just up in Mammoth skiing for a week. I didn't check. I think I checked in, on my phone like once every day or so to see how my business is doing, and every day, every single day, I'm making at least. I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys exactly how much money I make, but let's just say it's at least $1,000 every single day, and I don't, I'm not even working that hard, but that's the power of having an internet business. And I'm not even talking about, my education stuff, guys. I'm talking about purely what I do affiliate marketing wise, $1,000 profit every single day. So, get on it. This is the Infinity Code is an absolutely killer system here. Thank you so much for presenting, guys. Give a clap, or I don't know how you do that, but give a clap for these guys on doing a great presentation. I hope did you guys learn things? Did you guys learn some stuff? Awesome. We're getting lots of claps. I wish we could do an applause here, but there's no. Maybe I'll get like canned buttons
And
where
music.
yeah, like like the radio announcers do, like applause. But absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much for coming on.
Love it. And just last thing I'll say, guys, is remember, at some point you've got to make a decision about what you're going to do and hop off the fence and start building a real business and just making things happen. You know, I know for John and myself, we didn't get to where we are by luck. We got to where we are because we got our conviction up, we joined something that we knew would help improve our lives, and we took action, and we committed to that, and we made that consistency, and that's what has allowed John to be able to go and, you know, not really have to work or check in that much for a week, you know, while he's out there. And, you know, I'm going on a 11-day vacation here coming up in just the next week or so with my girlfriend for her birthday. We're going down to Colombia. We're going to check out a bunch of different places, and you know, my business will continually be running for me while I'm gone. So make the decision, get ready to hop in. If there's anything that we can do to help you out, please feel free to let us know. John knows how to get in touch with us. We're happy to make sure you get all of your questions answered and get taken care of, so you can feel 100% confident about jumping into the Infinity Code. Remember, the link is theinfinitycode.net/John.
Awesome stuff. Hey everyone, great talking to you guys. I will see you guys in the future. I will see you guys you know, next week or on YouTube. Make sure, you know, wherever, and make sure to comment, stay active, join this. There will be a recording. We will send it out either tonight or tomorrow morning. We will send out a recording of this so you guys can go back over and make sure you guys ingest all this knowledge. But thanks again, everyone, for being a part of this, and really thank you guys for, you know, for committing to and believing in yourself. For the 100 or so people that are still on this, you guys rock. Because you're the type of people who are taking everything in, you're working on creating your own business, and you're trying to get out of that rat race. So get out of that rat race, do what you can. If you can go for it, go for the Infinity Code, and I will see you guys till the next time. Have a good one, Donald, Alexander, Walking Man, etc.
Awesome.